Okay, hear me out. If you're out at night and watch Jupiter from your telescope, if you wait long enough, you're able to see its moons orbiting the planet. Okay, and if you had your telescope pointing to a binary star, in time you will observe the same effect, both stars orbiting the system's center of mass. Now, it will seem that I'm totally high on something, but does that even make any sense? Well, duh. You trust in cosmic rays but not in gravity? You sure you're not hearing voices coming from your closet? Don't worry, hypothetical viewer, it's not the orbits that concern me. It's what you see on the other side. Huh? Let me show you. So, imagine that you have Jupiter stationary in space, with a single moon in its orbit to make things simpler. In this case, it's Io. You, the observer, are also stationary in space, at about a distance from Earth to Jupiter on their closest approach, so that you have a clear view to the planet. During its orbit, Io has moments when it is closest to you and when it is further away from you, which also means that it has moments when it is moving faster towards you and faster away from you. So basically, simple harmonic motion. Now, let's assume that light is reflected from the surface of Io, traveling at the speed of light, going in the direction of the Earth. If Io is also in motion, does that velocity add up to the speed of light? In other words, light would either leave at the speed of light or reach the Earth at the speed of light. So which one is it? Let that sink in. Will light be either faster or slower than either of these referentials? If the speed of light is constant, then light should not speed up nor slow down. Well, as in this case the Earth is stationary, then maybe light leaves Io at different speeds, so that when Io's speed is summed to the light, then light would have the speed of light. But if you were standing on the surface, then the speed of light would be different for you, and that can't happen, right? So again, which one is it? Turns out it's a bit of both. Light will leave the surface of Io always at the same speed, and it will not speed up nor slow down, it will travel always at the same speed, and it will arrive at its destination with the same speed, regardless of the destination's motion, because the speed of light is constant for all referentials, and that will have some huge consequences. But that is special relativity, which is quite a fun ride to understand. If you still don't believe me, because this is a really weird concept, then I made a little Python program to show you what I mean. Actually, I made it like half a year ago, so I only remember the bare basics of how it works, thanks to some annotations I still have lying around on my Calculus 2 notebook. The first part draws the moon's motion as you would see it from a telescope. When the moon is on the front side of its orbit, then it's painted light blue, and when it is on the other half, it's dark blue. As you can see, all going as expected. However, now let's take into account what would happen if the speed of the moon was added to the speed of light, by simulating a space-time diagram in the code. To do this, I had to split the orbits into half orbits. This is because, from drawing the space-time diagram for this hypothetical scenario, we see that during the front half light is slowing down, while on the back side it will be getting faster. This will affect the time it takes for photons to arrive. So, if we are at just the right distance, the image of the moon will arrive backwards in time. The next function works as a histogram that tells us how many moons of each type, front or back, exist at maximum in one scene. These numbers will be needed later on. Now, to project the image's arrival on Earth, we use two arrays that act as timelines. We take images from Jupiter's timeline, by the correct order they happen, and place them at their correct place on Earth's timeline, using some code I forgot how it works. Cause I made this program half a year ago. The fun part of this project came when I realized I couldn't find any function to draw a variable number of moons. So I decided to make the program write itself a library with a function made for that specific case it was running, and then import that library. I must say that I'm a fan of this concept, and I will use it for sure on later projects. There are also the functions that actually draw the scene, and some debug stuff I used at one point and then kept here for some reason. And the final result? Well, just take a look. Please ignore the flickering, it wasn't solved for some reason I can't really remember anymore. So clearly there is some causality breaking here. This is not what we see in reality. Moral of the story? Light can't speed up nor slow down. It is constant for all referentials. If light speed goes up, weird shit goes down.